Raw here with us, going to give us a little feedback on media, how he makes it work, what intrigues him. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me today.
So
It's my first podcast in a car for sure. I love that.
I was there. What do you think so far?
Yeah, I love the idea. I love the idea of just cruising around and talking. So
Is it the idea, or is it because I chose the right car?
no, it's because it's you. It's not your husband. It's not your son. I love that I'm Jessica here today. Feel special.
So let's see, what got you into your media? What made you want to do it for yourself?
It was actually not intentional at all. So I was helping a couple of my friends who does photography and videography. I come from a very well family, so we never needed to work, at least me and my sisters, and my brothers. And then I was just helping my friends out because he was a photographer and he always needed a second hand and a second shooter. So I just go and help him out instead of him paying someone, and that's how I got into it. And then when I came to the US, with the little experience I have, I was working as a valet in the beginning, just to be able to again get interacting with people, learn the language. I came here 9 years ago with zero English. All I know is hi, how are you, and that's it. So for me, I just needed a place where I can hang out with people, talk, and job is not at the desk. And as also at 19 years old, the valet was again the job that I found. And then one day I was driving the car of someone, and the car in the back has so many gimbals, cameras. So it just intrigued me, and I was like, hey, do you mind if I look at your work? I also do that. And he was like, okay. And he showed me his stuff, and his stuff sucks ass. And I'm like, how much do you make a month? Blah, blah, blah. I'm just wondering. I'm not familiar with the American market. And then he's telling me $12,000 a month, something like that. So I'm like, if this guy can make $12,000 a month with this garbage content, I definitely can make it up there, So my only problem was when I started looking at the prices of cameras and lenses and everything, and I'm like, hell no, how can I afford that as a valet? And then also I was like, okay, my dad was an entrepreneur my whole life. I've never seen my dad go to work. He works from home, emails and phones, and he makes millions. So long story short, I was like, okay, how can I make that happen? So I had zero credit score too. So because I just moved to the country, so it was so hard to get something under my name, especially at 19 years old. So I had to apply for my dad's credit card without him knowing because he doesn't speak English at all. And I did everything, and I applied for credit cards, Amazon, 18 months, whatever, and I got all my equipment one hit. And I started this business, and the rest is history.
So from your real first, after you got your equipment, what do you remember from your first real experience with doing the photography?
Yeah, again, you start as a photographer, and that of course doesn't pay the bills, I was investing so much into something that the return on investment for it is negative, is not zero, because I have to spend to play, So it was really, really hard, but my biggest challenge was how to build a portfolio to be able to actually close jobs. So I did so much free work, which is a word that I hate, of free, because it was not, even though again, my quality was better than 50% of the people out there, but I just wanted to make sure that I build this as fast as I can, because again, I just wanted to get out of this lifestyle of working 9 to 5 and stuff like that. And it wasn't even 9 to 5, it was 9 to 9. I was working 12 hours a day. So for me, it was very, very hard. So I used every single weekend to shoot, to get the practice, to get everything. And then the moment that actually changed my life is the moment that changed my life and changed everything for me is the moment that I sought mentorship. And I know this is very classic to say, but literally I had this call with this guy who does mentorship for businesses and stuff like that. And I said that I invested over $120,000 in equipment, and I never invested in mentorship. And every podcast I watch is mentorship. So I was like, let me try it, so I don't have to say I didn't try everything,
Right.
So I paid this guy $3,000 to hop on 4 calls with me, 1 call a week. Which is $750 a call an hour. For me, that's too much, at that time. So I was like, you know what, let me just try it. I like to again, because I don't have attachment to money because of the way I grew up with my dad, providing me so much money. So I never had to think about it like Americans think about it. For me, it's whatever, I'll make that money back. You know what I mean? I don't think about it like I earned it. You know what I mean? So long story short, I reached to this guy, and then he hops on my call, and he was like, here's the biggest 2 things in your business that you're doing wrong. The first one is self-belief. You do not believe that you can make that much or that you're worth that much.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the first thing has to change. The second thing is you're doing the free work to the wrong people. Why are you doing a free graduation shoot? They were never gonna book you again. Why are you doing a free wedding? They were never gonna get married again. You know what I mean? So that makes so much sense to me. And he was like, the first thing we're gonna do is practice manifestation. So tell me right now that you make $20,000 to $30,000 a month with your content agency. And I'm like, am I really fucking paid this guy $750 to tell me sit down and say this 10 times? Like, that's dumb as fuck. And he's like, you have to say it and believe it. And the second thing is you have to reach out to the biggest people in the marketing space in your company, in your area, and try to like start partnership with them and do free work for them, because these people were gonna refer you to more work. They're gonna like use you because they have the money to, if they liked your work and stuff like that. That's exactly what I did. So I reached out to the marketing companies around me. Emil and Christian was one of them, Gentech, and that was the start. You know what I mean? They saw my quality and they were like, how the fuck are you charging $500 for this shoot? You know what I mean? We can sell it for $3,000 at least. And I was like, guys, if you can sell it for $3,000, I would shoot all your content for free. And out of nowhere, they started teaching me how to sell. They taught me how to sell. They taught me how to build a company. They taught me everything, and the rest is history. So like, and I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like that moment of mentorship, that one $3,000 investment is the one who took me from, again, being negative $120,000 to making $80,000 to $100,000 a month easily.
But they say it is to help you not necessarily change your mindset, but to give you that different perspective, because you're seeing it, like you said, that this is where you grew up.
Yeah.
This is how you see it. You don't see anything outside of your blinders.
Mm-hmm.
But that mentor is able to kind of tilt you on your axis so that you can see, oh, there is another way to look at it.
No, 100%. I also think it's not just that, it's how coachable are you as well.
Exactly.
I was a student. I was like, listen, if you tell me that I need to go to the bridge and throw myself from there and that will make me money, I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not playing. Like, ask any one of the people that worked with me. If this way works, I'm doing it. I don't care how hard it is. I didn't know how. I'm just doing it that way. And again, that's also because of the way I was raised. You know what I mean? As being Arabs and culture and stuff like that, like we are learned to like obey and like listen and like trust the father figure or the mentor figure, whatever it is, the person that you trust and they put your trust on, you have to listen to what they say. You know what I mean? So I feel like the way also that we grew up, that made us like such good like listeners and someone who can actually follow the steps. You know what I mean? For example, like Emel will always tell me, like again, or my mentor will always tell me, Raw, like it's not us, it's you. And the reason is because we showed the same way to so many people. None of them got to where you're at. You know what I mean? You're the one who put in the work, you're the one who did this and that. So again, it's not like I'm praising myself. All I'm saying is, and that's something that also I didn't see. I thought I'm lucky because I met them, and I am lucky because I met them, but at the same time, the main reason that this worked for me is because I put in the work. You know what I mean? Like till now, like if you look at my stories, I'm every day at the office from 9 to 9. For now, like even though I have 2-3 shooters and I still show up to the shoots and just like say hi and make sure that I build that connection, even though I don't have to anymore, even though I should be outside the business now, you know, but at the same time I try to be as involved as I can. So it takes work, and if you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work, and that's what I feel like.
What is one thing that you can say in your line of work that you would kind of recommend to someone else coming up, if you have that one piece of advice or something that you can give?
The biggest thing for me when it comes to content is just get it done. Just do not worry about people saying that you're cringe. Do not worry about people saying, oh, he's trying to sound like this guy or look like this guy. Just fucking do it, and you're gonna figure out what to do next. Like some people like always caught up into like recording that video and have it on drafts, because guess what? If I start the podcast, everyone's gonna be like, oh, even him started the podcast. You know what I mean? Like, bro, just fucking do it and don't care. They don't pay your bills. They don't care about you. You know what I mean? Like, again, they're gonna talk either ways. Either if you don't start the podcast, they'll say you're a loser. If you start the podcast, they'll say that you're imitating someone. You know what I mean? For example, I was very, very self-insecure about my English, you know? And again, I was like, bro, and then when I thought about it, I was like, okay, whoever is making fun of my English, I definitely speak his language better than he speaks mine. So like, relax, you know what I mean? Like, he definitely doesn't know how to say 2 sentences in Arabic, you know what I mean? So I'm totally fine. Long story short is, get the people out of your head and just be okay with being unlikable and getting hate and stuff like that, and just be with peace with yourself. You know what I mean? And then just start doing it, because there is nothing that makes you better content creator than creating content. Just do the rips. Literally, I know it's very basic, and I know it's like very simple, but it is what it is. It is literally just getting the ribs in. You know what I mean? If you feel like you don't talk well, guess what? The first podcast is gonna be bad. The second podcast is gonna be bad. The third one is gonna be okay. The fourth one is gonna be, The fifth one is gonna be okay. Now I'm more comfortable. You know? So a lot of things that I did for myself was to practice not to like that. There was no goal in mind. I was taking it one step at a time, and that's another thing too. Like a lot of people will be like, oh, as long as the goal is there, you're gonna be like aiming right and all that bullshit. I do not believe in any of that. I believe of today. Do not worry about tomorrow. What can I accomplish today? What can I get done today? If you're trying to start content, don't be like, okay, I want to get a channel that will get to 1 million views and million blah blah blah. No. Worry about today. What can you do today to make you better today? Creating that video. You know what I mean? Create the video now. Post it now. Do not worry about like staying for next 10 days. You want to hire your first employee? Hire him now. You want to buy that luxury car? Buy it now. Do not think about it too much, because the more you think about it, the more it's gonna die. You know what I mean? I heard it from Denzel Washington, but I know like there's a lot of people use it. Do not confuse movement for progress. You know what I mean? Some people just thinking about something and they think it's like, okay, I'm doing something. The thing is, like, your dopamine that you have when you're thinking about something makes you feel like you accomplished shit while you didn't even start yet. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I love, like taking action. Like, hey, if we're gonna do this, let's do it right now. Like, do not think about it. If we're gonna book that trip, book it now. You know what I mean? Like, just if you're thinking about it, okay, let me see when is it gonna be available. Let me see who's gonna come with me. Guess what? If you book the trip and you call your friend and be like, I already booked it. Are you coming or no? It's completely different than, hey, do you wanna? Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
That gives you the opportunity to talk yourself out of a lot of things that you could have accomplished by just sitting there thinking, oh, I should do this. I could, or I can't do it by this time. But yeah, a lot of people have to get to that point where you're no longer talking yourself out of it. But it also is based off of who you have around you. So if the people that you are surrounding yourself with are the same way, you're going to continue on that same pattern. So like they said, you gotta be around what you strive to be. So if these are positive thinkers that I'm being around, then eventually I'm going to get up to that level. If these people are, big shakers and movers in the industry that I want to be in, eventually I'll step my game up to get that. But like I say, if you don't get that in your head to yourself to do that, you're constantly going to talk yourself out of everything that you want to do. Oh yeah, I want to do it.
Even with this one, I kind of disagree. Like, I feel like you shape your environment doesn't shape you. Like, I feel like, okay, if I'm a photographer, right? And I consider myself a photographer, I would have still hung out with my videographer and photographer friends and I would have been happy. But I always thought of myself as a business owner and entrepreneur like my dad. I don't want to be around these photographers and videographers. How can I do that? And that's what I was always going to businesses, going to my mentors and blah, 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 to try to hang out with these people. So you shape your environment, the environment doesn't shape you. So even with my brother, I always tell him the same thing. If you go to school, guess what you're going to be ending up? A normal kid, right? So I put him in online school since he was like 14, and I take him to the office with me every single day. The kid is 16, build marketing funnel better than a 30 years old that we have hired before in the past, run ads, shoot video and photo at 16. He has skills that will make him millions by the age of $22, 22, 23. You know what I mean? So long story short, again, I feel like you should take control of who's around you, and do not, and which goes along with what you were saying, but I hate the people that always blame everything on everyone else. You know what I mean? Like, again, you chose to sit down home today. You chose to hang out with these losers that you know they are losers. You chose to do this and that. Like, no one else forced you to do anything else.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's 1 o'clock, I know you're tired, but again, you chose to not go to the gym today. For example, like 2 days ago, I had a very long day and I came home around like 12 or like 11 o'clock and I was like super tired. And I finally started going back to the gym again after my long trip, like to Egypt or whatever. And then at 1 o'clock, I'm like, okay, like I'm the one who's shaping myself right now to like let go of the gym. And I was in bed. And I was like, okay, let me put some Android on, let him yell at me for a little bit and call me a bitch. And I literally dressed and got to the gym like at 1 o'clock. And again, it wasn't to go to the gym for my body. It's just for me to like prove to myself mentally that, hey, like you're in control. You know what I mean? So long story short, even like with the stuff, like when it comes to the environment and stuff like that, who's around you, one of the biggest things that you should be cautious about, like, and I know it's hard, like I did so much and I had to like compromise so much to be able to hang out with people that I want to be like, even though I don't like their kind of lifestyle. To give you an example, again, I never drank, I never smoked in my life, right? And one of the biggest things that those entrepreneurs do is party hard and drink and stuff like that. So I didn't want to lose myself in the process of trying to find the mentorship and the right surrounding and the right people when it comes to the money part. You know what I mean? So at the same time, like, I needed to do that and be around these people to learn from them. So how can you get between these people and do not lose yourself? And that's what I'm saying. You will have to be in full control of yourself. Hey, I'm only there for that reason. I'm going to get this shit done. I'm going to make this connection. I'm going to talk a little bit about this, and I'm out. You know what I mean? No matter how much they force me to do a body shot, no matter how much they force me to take a line or whatever, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? It's not me. And that's what I'm saying. Like, but unfortunately, it's existing in the scene everywhere.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you don't have full control over yourself and over who you are and what's your values, what's your red lines, what you don't cross, you're going to lose yourself.
Yeah.
And you're going to end up knowing that, like, you're going to just have a self-identity issue where you don't know what are you standing for. Like, a lot of people, for example, tell me to do not talk about certain topics that I'm a very big believer in, okay? Like, for example, the Palestine and Israel topic, okay? And for me, I'm like, bro, if I'm gonna shut up just to make you happy or make someone happy, I lose myself, and I would rather keep myself like peace more than making you happy 100%, you know what I mean? And if you stand for nothing, if you say, yeah, you know what I mean? You're literally not a person. You don't have any opinions about anything. You shape your opinion based on, like, who's around you. Like, I've met people that will be saying something here, and then we go to this other, like, and I'm like, how? Like, how? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, how do you do it? Like, just
People pleasing. They want that persona to be, oh yeah.
But you're not gonna please this or this, because both of them know that you're just like saying that just to make them happy. You know what I mean? So even at that objective, you're failing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people love people with strong opinions, with strong minds, people who has a reasoning for what they're saying, people who can articulate what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have an opinion as a person. That's why you exist. You know what I mean? To either join this party or this party. You can't be in every single party. You can't be loved by all the tables. You know what I mean? And you have to be okay with that. And that goes back to the content again. Content is one of the biggest way that will make you, like, hated by people, because everything you're saying is gonna piss someone off. You know what I mean? No matter what it is. Even in business, you say one thing and people are like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, because that's not how you did it. That's how I did it. You know what I mean?
I know you just showed me that you just had a little girl. Can you tell me what is one of your biggest motivators behind, like, that drive that you have to be an independent businessman?
Honestly, it had nothing to do with my daughter. My daughter is only 1 year old. I still didn't have that. You know how they always tell you, like, oh, when you have a daughter, like, the whole life change. I still didn't hit me. At least I think so. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I want to give her the world, of course. Like, I give everyone of my family, but, like, it's not that much hunger. I don't know if that's already I'm hungry, and maybe I don't feel that much difference because I'm already, like, driven person. I don't know if that's the reason, but I still don't have that fire, like, extra fire that I feel after my daughter was born. You know what I mean? But I have another kind of fire which is instilled in me since I was young, again, which is, again, as Arabs, we are taught to, like, for example, we call our daughters mama, which means mom, and we call our sons dad, which, you know, and the reason why is at a certain age, when you hit a certain age, your son becomes your father, and your daughter becomes your mom. You know what I mean? At a certain age, for example, like, you start not being able to wash dishes.
Right.
Who's gonna wash it for you? Your son and your daughter. At a certain age, you can't drive anymore. Who's gonna take you to the doctor? Like, you were taking them to the doctor. So, for example, like, a lot of people always ask me, like, why are you calling your daughter mama? And I'm like, I don't know how to explain it, but then, like, when I thought about it, I knew where it came from. You know what I mean? Because for us, we're very, very family oriented. So since I was young, and my biggest goal is when I can retire my dad, when I can retire my mom, how can I even support my sisters, even the married one, more? And that's my life goal. I was actually just talking to Antoine about this, because we were talking about luxury cars, and I'm telling him, like, every time I make an extra 10K, I'm between, should I get my dad this new car? Or retire my dad? Like, for example, I retired my dad, my mom, my sisters, and I'm talking about 6 sisters. And 5, sorry, I'm 6. Long story short, all of these people are completely retired. They're completely taken care of. And again, I'm not saying that's because of me, but what I'm saying is that's my life goal. That's what makes me happy. What makes me happy is making sure that all the people around me is taken care of. You know what I mean? But also that brings a lot of big fear, which is, if I fall, who's gonna take care of these people? Because they got used to a very particular lifestyle, and they got used to not work for it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Anyways, long story short is, like, I don't feel like this is what... So I'm turning it off too? I don't think this is what like moves me, but I feel like it's kind of not just my daughter, it's my whole family for me. Like we're very, very family oriented. And I think it's actually like that's why I'm also connected a lot with like a lot of people like in the Spanish and Black culture, because they are the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I cannot, like for example, a white friend, he is not gonna do something. And again, no offense or anything. I'm just saying there's cultural differences.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like for example, I would help for example, when I was worked as a valet, right? There's this one friend that wanted like help with moving and stuff, and I was like, hey bro, I got you. Like you're moving, let me come and help you and this and that. I went and helped him and everything for the whole day. All his friends left, his family left, and I was helping him the whole day because that's normal in our culture. And I was just fresh out of Egypt. Literally like a year after, I'm moving, so I'm asking, hey, if anyone can help me. He was like, I'll come. And then when he left, he was like, hey, can you just bill me like $20 for gas or whatever and like for my time? And I'm like, for me, that's very offensive. I understand where he's coming from because that's his culture, but for me, that's very weird and off. You know what I mean? Because if you're helping friend, you're helping friend from your goodwill. You know what I mean? But now I understand the culture. For example, at that time I was like, there's no way he just asked me for that. Like it's crazy, and it's not about the $20. It's about like the principle. You know what I mean? Like we don't do that for friends. You see? So, and also that's something that I implement in my business as well, like over delivering, like going above and beyond, and that's something that makes me in the business circle here like known for that. Like one of our core values in the company is to over deliver. If I promised you 22 videos in your package, you better know you're getting at least 25. You know what I mean? And those 3 extra pieces will cost me at least $300 a piece, but I don't care because that's one of our core values, to build that relationship with the client. You know what I mean? You better know if you're a client and you have a wedding, or if you have something going on, or if you went to the hospital and I saw it in the story, you better know that I'm coming to your hospital. Like this is just how we are. Like for me, like I try to build a good relationship. So no matter how many times, for example, even the clients that I lose, I still have very, very good relationship with them. Actually, even the employees that I lose, the employees that I fired, I still have a very good relationship with them, where they can come and pick a camera if they needed to. They can come and pick a drone if they had a big gig and they need an extra like camera or an extra drone, and they know that for a fact. Like I'm always there for them, you know? Because again, this is someone that you stay together, we hang out once, we talked, we ate, that's it. I owe you something. You know what I mean? That's how we think about it, and that's how we feel. That's at least how our religion also like structured. You know what I mean? I'm a Muslim, and like in our Islam, like one of the biggest things that can make you like make God like forgive your sins is smiling in your friend's face. That's considered like giving money. You know what I mean? So it's one of the biggest things for us is like the giving to people, and giving from the things. For example, there's something in Islam that's called ithar. Ithar means I can give you, for example, let's say I have 2 phones, iPhone 15 and iPhone 13, and you need a phone. If I give you 13, which is, again, it's still a phone, it's still a 13, that does not count as generosity. Because generosity, I would give you from what I love most, which is the 15.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying right now?
Yeah.
So ithar is not just generosity, it's generosity from what you love the most.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Which is like killing again the self-love, killing the blah blah blah, and just thinking about other people more. You know, and that's something that I try to instill in like my brother, because he's growing up here, and I don't want him to be. I would still want him to be family oriented like me. So when he grows up, like the one I was talking about, like I want to make sure that he be able to like help me with like making the rest of the family like well off. You know what I mean?
So you said coming here, you said you came here 9 years ago?
Yeah, 9 years ago, yeah.
What was
English sucks. Yeah. Go ahead. I tried.
What is the biggest, I guess, culture shock that you can remember, like when you first came here?
It's family. Like again, when I remember also that day I was working as a valet, and one of my friends was like, "Oh, I'm moving out," and I'm like, "Oh, for us moving out means you're getting married."
Yeah.
Because we do not leave our parents' house till we get married, you know? So for me, when he said I'm moving out, I was like, "Oh, you're getting married?" And he was like, "Oh, no, I'm just moving out." And I was like, "Moving out? Why? Are you like having a college like somewhere else? Like, are you moving out of town like completely?" He was like, "No, it's like 10 minutes away from here." And I was like, "I thought you lived 10 minutes away." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just moving like to a different like apartment." So I couldn't comprehend the idea of not being with your family, you know? And the other culture shock that this was actually like blowing my mind, and I'm not gonna lie, it was senior homes.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Bro, when I heard about that, I was like, there is no way someone sane will take his parents and put him in senior
Someone
home.
else's care.
Like, I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
that baffles my head, especially the people that I'm not talking about people that would, for example, like sit their family from this time to this time because they need medical care or something like that for certain hours, and then they come and pick them up and they bring it back home. I'm talking about the people that leave their family for like a while. What I mean? Like that's for me is crazy. So that was a very, very big culture shock, and exactly what I told you in the beginning, where like doing something, expected something in return, while we do it just to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we don't expect, for example, like if I'm going out and I get into a fight, I expect you to fight for me. Like it's very basic, you know what I mean? Well, for example, that happened before where like one of my friends, he's also had his girlfriend, and one guy was bothering her, and I like stood up for her, and it wasn't for the girl, it was for like, hey, like we're going out as a group. Right. And he was like not even trying to do anything about it, and I'm like, we can't. If he disrespects you, it's like he's disrespecting me. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't work like that here. Anyways, but yeah, the biggest culture shock was like, for example, family oriented. But I feel also the people that's also like that's what I'm saying, like Spanish and Black culture and people that's religious, they're always super family oriented. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what I love the most about also the Spanish culture and the Black culture, that they are a little bit more family oriented, I
mean, I like being like the comforts that you have from having your family around us. So like even with us, I have my mother, I have my aunt, I have my brother. So it is a comfort thing. It is kind of reassuring to have that around you, to be able to say, oh yeah, I'm able to, help them in this way, or they're able to help me in this way. We're kind of coexisting in this business.
100%. And when I walked into your office, guys, and I saw like little kids, and that's your cousin, and that's your dog, like that made me feel like warmth. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like I just love that, and I can see it once I walked in, like that everyone here is like, that's my son, that's my daughter, that's my mate, that's my cousin, and that's beautiful. Like watch most cultures, and like the big, even people that did it, even when it comes to gangs and stuff like that, it's all because of brotherhood. You know what I mean? Like brotherhood is like something that you should look for even if you don't have it. You know what I mean? Like I always looked for an older brother, that someone that can take care of me. I always feel like I'm missing that, and that's why I'm trying to take care of more people. I'm trying to be the big brother for more people. Definitely, like it's definitely family oriented.
So for your photography, in videography, is there one thing in particular that you like over the other, be it stills or video?
Again, I wouldn't consider myself a photographer and a videographer anymore, or our company. Like we're not focused into photography and videography anymore. What we're focused on more right now is content and conversions and scripts, and what works for ads and what doesn't, what converts, how to put your offer together, how to package it, how to express it right in a very short form content that you can like get people's attention really quick with a strong hook, and be able to like state your offer clearly so people know what you're selling. Because for example, a lot of people that they would literally not even be able to articulate what do they do. You know what I mean? I'm talking about even like, because we work with some different companies that does different things. For example, one of our clients is an auction company that does they sell like heavy machinery, you know what I mean, in auctions. They make like $10 million per like auction. We work with like the mayor, some mayors. We work with Salvation Army. Like for example, like some of our clients are like, their messaging usually is not clear, and it's not going along with their objective of the videos. You know what I mean? So the videos aesthetically and stuff like that we got it down to the point that we don't think about it anymore. It's our second hand. Whatever we shoot is going to be quality. So I don't care about like photos or videos, or whatever serve the purpose. Okay. If photos is going to be better for this client, for example, a hotel, pictures are super important. We work with the Vinoy in San P. We work with the current hotel here in Tampa. Those are our clients. So pictures are super important because that's how people book their rooms, right? So that, of course, a picture would be amazing. For something that's like insurance, for example, a lot of our clients are insurance based. For example, Eric Bosworth, Sean Mike, all these people are my clients, right? So these people, when it comes to video, they have to explain a policy. They have to explain how the policy works, what to ask your agent before you sign this policy. That stuff cannot be in a photo form, so it has to be in a video. So whatever served the final purpose of that client is what we do. It's not up to us, it's whatever is working, Yeah.
Do you kind of pick and choose that? I know you choose who you really want to work with, but as far as certain, not genres, but certain businesses that you want to work, so do you specifically like insurance?
Yes.
or So,
100%. Specialization and niching is really good. For example, we are known to do not work with anything that has to do with concerts or anything that's music or anything that's, for example, like bikinis and stuff like that. We try to stay away from. We do not touch that. You know what I mean? So even, for example, we do a lot of for fashion, right? But when it comes to certain things, we're like, okay, we don't touch that. You know what I mean? So that's maybe the red lines for us, you know, because I'm trying to keep this business like lean, business oriented, and that's it, you know, because we work, as I said, with big brands. Sometimes even working with these people, even if it's not for the moral like reason, it hurts our brand that we're known for, like shooting concerts or shooting like parties. That's not our thing, you know what I mean? Even if it offers so much money. But also niching in one thing is super important. For example, when it comes to law firms or insurance agencies or med spas, we're very big with those. We work with the biggest dogs around, like maybe 100 miles radius, right? So when you have these on your portfolio, it's easier to close more of these, right? Because you have the track record, you have the case studies. If you come into me as an insurance agent, again, if you are in the life side, I worked with the biggest people on the life side, Sean, Mike, Eric, Bosworth, all these people. If you are in the health insurance side, I still work with the biggest people on the health insurance sides here in Tampa. You know what I mean? Like Max Willer, Brita Patel, Brian Fuller, all these people. You know? So no matter which one you go, it's easier for me to close. I don't have to sell myself. When I go on a sales call, they are trying to sell themselves to me. Why should I work with them? Are they going to be a good fit? Are they going to be my next case study or no? You know what I mean? So it definitely helps a lot when you have a strong portfolio and enough elite people that you worked with, and that makes you like want to focus into that niche because it's easier. You don't want to go like dabble your feet everywhere and just try to see if you worked here or no. Even when I tried to work with hotels, it was the same way. I'm not going to work with a little bit of restaurants and stuff like that. I want to work with the best, or I'm not going to work with this niche at all. You know, so when I worked at hotels, okay, the Vinoy,
yes,
biggest in San P, let's do it. The Current, one of the biggest here in Tampa, it's Marriott Hotel, Hilton. I don't remember. Long story short, it was like, again, Hilton, I think. But long story short, it was like, again, either the biggest or I'm okay. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely niching is super important in business in general. To be known that you do that one thing and you do it really, really well, that's when you can like offer expertise for a premium price and everyone would pay it happily because they know that you have the track record that you can do it again and again.
Okay, makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Is there anything that you would like offer to someone like just getting into the business or looking to kind of hone in on their craft? Not necessarily advertising or just in a business for yourself. Is there any one piece of advice that you can give someone as a business owner?
Okay, as a business owner, I mean, as I said, like just before you walk into any business, you just need to see what is the end goal here, and not you don't have to work for it because again, go back to what I was saying before, just take it one step at a time. But at the same time, you gotta know what is the ceiling for this business. You know what I mean? Like when are you gonna hit the ceiling and be like, okay, that's the maximum I can get. It does not grow more than that, you know? And if you're okay with this, then go ahead all for it. And of course, the lower the ceiling, the easier it is to achieve, right? So for example, when I was starting the businesses, my dad always used to tell me like, hey, what is the maximum you're gonna do as a photographer and videographer? You're gonna get what, like $3,000 a month? And I'm like, Dad, no, I know marketers that makes millions per month, you know what I mean? And my goal is not to be a videographer or photographer. This is just the entrance, the door, you know what I mean, to the marketing world. But yes, they make millions a month, and yes, I can achieve that. And he was always used to make fun of me like, hey, you can't do that, blah blah blah, like you're a photographer, you're not gonna make that much. But I know the ceiling because I see who's the leaders of the industry around me, right? And I know how they got there because I'm seeing their whole journey, I'm studying them, I'm very doing enough market research to know if this is, for example, before I walk into any niche, I try to see first how many people there can afford my services. You know what I mean? Because for example, if I'm gonna do restaurant, the margin is super low. You know what I mean? We can provide quality service for them 100%, but how many can afford my services as a restaurant? Not many. So why am I going there? It's a lost situation. You know what I mean? I'm probably gonna get one or two, and then it's gonna be hard as fuck to keep them either ways. You know what I mean? But if I go insurance routes, or if I go like financial services routes, or if I go to like nonprofit routes, they have funding. For example, with government, they have funding. They have to spend it. I was working with a government client before, and they were like, I told them the package is $7K, and they told me, can you put the invoice for $8,500? But that's the marketing budget that they have to spend. You see what I'm saying? Like it was like, instead of discounting my prices, they're telling me to put the invoice for higher and give them something for another $1,500 just because they have to spend that much. you know? So my advice would be just look around you and see what you like to do, because not necessarily what you like to do, you have to do. You know what I mean? Like, again, like some things that you like is just not going to get you anywhere. You know what I mean? That can be a side hustle, or you can start another business that you hate and do the work that's boring, that you have to do, so you can make so much money, so you can have free time to do what you like to do. I feel like people look at it the wrong way. Like a lot of people, and especially like females that I dealt with, for example, in my family, they're always like, oh, I just want to do this because I love it. And I'm like, I get it. And like, it's cool and it's cute and everything, but you're loving it doesn't equate that it's going to make you money. You know what I mean? It's going to make you have a better lifestyle, you know? So if you want to do something that you love, that's cute, go do it while you're sitting at home or whatever, but it's not going to make you money. Don't tell me that you're doing it for business. Do it because you like to do it. That's it. You know what I mean? But as far as like business, you have to choose something that's, you know, that it's profitable, you know, that it's good, and you know it's going to be good for the long term. It's not going to die out soon. You know what I mean? Like, for example, with content, it's only starting. It's still like the whole world is moving digital. You know what I mean? So you can't go wrong there. Marketing, you can't go wrong there. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much it. And just adapt quick. Like when it comes to also, like, even let's say that you picked your niche, right? Let's say it's photography and videography, like for example mine. Do not be scared of like change in the industry, like the AI and all that movement. You have to figure out first how to be the first one to implement that and how to be the first one to use it. For example, like a lot of people in my team, they are usually like, oh, it's harder to like work on this because this is a new system. And I'm like, I get it, but the earlier we are at it, the better, so we can actually adapt to it faster and we become the industry leaders in it as well. You know what I mean? So
Kind of adapt and evolve.
Quick. You have to do it quick too. The world is moving way too fast.
Very.
Like Jessica, we will have like an AI thing today, and literally a week from today, they're gonna have version 2 that's 100% better. I'm not saying 50%, 100% better in all the capabilities. And if you didn't try the first one, you wouldn't know how to prompt the second one. And it's just like going way too fast. You know what I mean? So if you're not quick to change and stuff like that, it's hard to keep up. You know. So unfortunately, business, everyone makes it look so sweet and so cute, but it's hard, man. It's hard, and it's a lot of things. It's marketing, it's sales, it's prospecting, it's appointment setting, it's fulfillment, it's following up. It's a lot. So if you're going into business, just know that if you're going in there just because you want to like quit your 9 to 5, just be ready to work 9 to 9, bare minimum. Like I'm so serious. Like I thought.
I understand. Like,
I mean, you have a business and you know what I'm talking about. Like it's hard, and be like, literally, I wake up till I sleep, I'm just putting fires down. Like literally, this client is pissed about this. For example, let me take care of this. Like, this shooter is pissed because he doesn't have, my other team member didn't finish this. I have to put this one down. You know what I mean? The email fell down. I have to talk to the website guy to put it up again. The Google reviews are missing. I have to text Google. Like it's all the time. You know what I mean? It never stops. So just be ready for that. My biggest tip would be like, right, choose the right fucking business or idea, and then just be ready to fight like a motherfucker, because it's not easy. It's not easy.
See, I like that you actually said that. It is every day, all day. It's not like, oh, today roses and strawberries and you had your day, but then the rest is hell. But I mean, like I said, it does have its perks that come on as long as you work hard at it. But it's hard.
So you have to pick your hard too, because both of them are hard. Being broke is hard as fuck too, and having a boss is hard as fuck too. So you have to pick your hard and what you're comfortable with. A lot of people are not built for this. Like I tell a lot of people, like you don't have to be like, people making it like everyone should be an entrepreneur. If everyone should be an entrepreneur, then who the fuck is gonna work for you? You know what I mean? Like it's crazy for me that everyone is like approaching like, quit the 9 to 5. No, if you're happy and content with being with your family and this much income that's providing you a good home and a good car and security, that's okay. That's you. You don't have to be me. You know what I mean? I grew up in a different way. I grew up in a different house where my dad was an entrepreneur, so I see that's what's normal. You know what I mean? So that's okay for me to think that way, and it's okay for you to think that way. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot. You might not take it and be like, you're not gonna be happy eventually. You know? Not everyone that starts a business will eventually be successful at it too. You know what I mean? Like it's like 80% of the businesses fail in the first year. You know what I mean? Like it's not easy. If it was easy, if everyone would have done it. So just know if it's in you first or no, and know if you can keep up with this or no. And it's a lot. And again, like one of the biggest things that you should do as well is go talk to someone that's doing it and see their day, see how they run their operations, see can you do this every day or no? Are you willing to learn every day or no? Are you willing to be going to networking events knowing that you might meet someone today and you might not, and there's 3 networking events a week and you have to go all of them hoping to land 1 client extra, you know what I mean? Are you willing to invest like your hard-earned money again into something like meta ads, not knowing exactly what you're going to be getting, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's a lot of risk.
It's a lot of what ifs.
Yeah, it's a lot of risk, it's a lot of what ifs, and you just have to be okay with all that. Or if you just live the normal life, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in it, you know? Like, just be okay with like being who you are. That's it.
So, what's next for you?
What's next for me, honestly?
conquered this world,
I
so
love
yeah.
this. I love this. I love the question, because I honestly don't know what's next for me, and that's the one thing that makes me like always like go in circles, you know? Because unfortunately, you never know what's next for you. Like when you get into one thing and it leads to the other thing, and leads to the other thing, and leads to the other thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like no one knows. And for me is, again, like I told you earlier, what am I doing today?
Right.
And that's pretty much it. Like, I don't want to worry about in the future. I want to worry about right now. All I know is I need to improve myself English-wise.
Mhm.
I need to improve the systems in my company. I need to hire better talents to even like be faster to adapt. I need to get more clients. I need to open more niches. I know what I need to do today, and then the rest will follow, because I might open something tomorrow, or I might get a client tomorrow that would show me a whole new way, and I would not be attached whatsoever to what I'm doing. Like raw media, I can close raw media tomorrow and I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? I built the whole thing. Yes, I'm not attached to it. I built it for a reason, to gain a certain income, and it did. And if there's a better opportunity, I'm jumping on it tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's gonna happen, because you always get those like moments where like, this is a new opportunity right here, and either you take it or you don't. It's up to you. But like, it comes once in a lifetime or twice in a lifetime, and you just have to keep your eyes open for those opportunities.